You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Yo, how's everybody doing? We got Bill in Hawaii. We got Kavi in New Jersey.
Hey,
thank you, Jeff Wedding, hitting like on YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate it. Everybody, it's Friday night. You could be doing anything. Bill could be getting more sun.
I could be. I don't need any more.
There you go, JC. Somebody had to go there. So yeah, you can be doing anything. You're here. I've got something that I find to be a surreal story to share. It's pretty incredible. I will say that when I tell the story, none of this should have been able to come together. Not the way it did. It took I didn't even know this. It took 38 years to get here. So, but before that, if you're on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, thumbs up our hearts. If you are on Twitch, hit that robot. And we're here. Let's see. So Tariq, Mr. Easy Go Lucky, CJ Goo, how is everyone? Tina, Rom 2814. So everybody, real quick, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm not going to be able to see it, but Bill has Jeffrey Moy on the air with lots of Legion of Superheroes art. Last time I saw Jeff, I don't know if Bill's had him since the last time I saw him. I got a bunch of pages, and considering all the people that Jeff has worked with, they are gorgeous, and I highly recommend you tune in because not only are the pages great, but so far they've all been really affordable. Watch, this will be the one show where Jeff has covers, and I'll be like, I missed that.
He does have 2 covers in this one, and I think at least 2 title pages. I just did the slides before the show. So, yeah, some really great stuff.
I'm most comfortable in the corner. It's cozy. And then on Sunday, before I forget, Ruben's show at 8 o'clock. I want to get this out of the way because my story's wow, that is great.
You got Harrison Ford on. Amazing.
So Ruben, next time you gotta like give Harrison Ford that extra tan since he's gonna be the Red Hulk. Marcelo, how are you? So Bill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but the journey to completing Brave and the Bold. So a year and a half ago, 3 CAFCON Lives ago, I was on CAFCON Live, and I bought 2 pieces of art right away. I bought a page of Brave and the Bold 123 from Larry Wilson, which allowed me to complete Brave and the Bold 123. And then I bought a page of Adventure Comics from Rob Hughes that I thought was the last page I needed to complete that book. And when I posted it on Facebook saying I got the last page I need, I wrote the right page number, the right issue number, but it was the wrong page of art. I got it wrong. And somebody Facebook messaged me and said, hey, you're saying you just got this page, but I still own this page. Let me show it to you. And I was like, so are you selling it? And he said, well, I'm actually not, but you're saying you have the near complete book, so let's talk. So I bought that page from him. So my making a mistake, posting it like an idiot without double checking, accidentally got me the complete book. So in the Adventure Comics, I have the complete Dead Man story. I have the Adventure Comics cover, but this was an unpublished showcase issue, so I have the unpublished cover from the DC implosion. So, okay. And like a year before this, I did a deal. So I had nearly complete Brave and the Bold 121, 122, 123. And over the years, I had completed 121 and 122. And Larry Wilson's last interior page completed 123.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had not asked me, Larry, and Rob to come on the air, Nick invented Brave and the Bold water. Nick walks on water. I don't know about that. So when you brought me on the air, and I talked about having everything but the 2 covers, Marcus started teasing me in the chat here and there, like, you know, it'd be great if you knew who had the Brave and the Bold 121 or 123 cover. And I'm not thinking much of it. I just think it's Marcus, you know, busting chops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys got to keep in mind, let me just take a quick look here. I mean, what you would think I would know. So, just to really quick keep in mind, and we're going to talk about how generous Marcus is too in a little bit. So Marcus, I'm going to speak nicely about you, whether you like it or not. So these are from 1975. So Marcus finally emails me and says, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous Buyers. CJ, when you hear how lucky this is, you have no idea. That's right. Kavi's sitting in the corner like the Godfather.
Yeah, make me an offer.
Exactly. CJ was like, yeah, I thought Marcus was B-busting too. And he was. I trade for Crisis 8 pages. So Marcus emails me and he's like, I've got the Brave and the Bold 123 cover. I want to trade for something in that time period. And he wanted my Detective 440 cover. Now, to a lot of apparel collectors, Detective 440 to 445 are the most desirable Batman covers. And I had 2 of that. I actually had 3. I traded one to Michael Lovitz because he really wanted one. And then last CAFCON Live, I actually sold one to Jordan, and I gave him a year to pay for it because he needed time. And Jordan's Jordan. We all love Jordan. So Marcus wanted the last cover, and I think subconsciously I was hemming and hawing a little bit, and the art was at my mom's house. But, you know, I have a bunch of art at my mom's house, a bunch of art at my sister's house, because, like, if I die, I want to make it easy for my family to split up, you know, their share of the art. So, and after, and I visited my mom a couple of times, and between her knee operation and other stuff, I wasn't always able to get to it. Bill's like, DC is all crap.
Not thinking that at all. There's not a word balloon over me saying that. I haven't appreciated it.
Bill, you weren't thinking that till now.
Well, you know, I remember Marcus giving you a hard time for a while, and it was always in good fun. I mean,
absolutely. 100%. Actually, you know what? Let me turn the air off. It'll turn off in a second. Just because.
He's equally give you, myself, and Ruben a beating in the chat regularly, and that's you know, because when he's on CAF leaving comments, he's the exact opposite of that. He's spreading the love of the hobby. So these live streams, I think, are a release, which is probably a good thing.
Look at what Jeffrey wrote. They tried to put Nick in YouTube jail, but they forgot Nick invented YouTube, so he just let himself out. So it was hard. I wanted the cover to 123. Oh, something happened in between. After doing the deal with Larry Wilson, I just decided, you know, and this was before Marcus told me he had the cover. And I was just like, you know what? I'm never going to get the covers to these other 2 books. I had only gotten the cover to 122 because I did a deal with Rich Donnelly a year before that. And I traded him an apparel cover for the Brave and the Bold. And was a little bit of a drawn out negotiation, but meeting with Rich in person makes it's always a good thing. And we talked about it at one ArtCon live, like in either March or November or September, and then the one after that we did the deal. So between when Marcus was busting my chops and when he finally told me he actually had the cover, I actually forgot this part. I had did a deal with Mike Berkey for the Brave and the Bold 122, which was the complete story and the Swamp Thing cover. And the Swamp Thing cover is the cover that I got from Rich Donnelly. So I'm still missing 121 and 123. So when Marcus approaches me, I'm like, well, I got to see if I can buy back the 122 from Berkey first, because otherwise, I already threw in the towel on the 121, 123. If I don't get the 122, it'll be cool to have that cover, but not as desirable. So Berkey worked it out with me. I bought back the 122, and I'm like, all right, so I got the 122. I met with Marcus in San Diego. I still hemmed and hawed a little. I was probably, if I were Marcus, I would have thought I was being a little bit of a pain in the ass, and Marcus probably thought I was being a little bit of a pain in the ass, because I'm still trying to resolve this in my head that I'm giving up the detective for 40. This sounds like a 4-team trade in sports. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, Marcus should have bought the 122 from Berkey. So we did the deal, and Marcus was a real sweetheart. So the detective cover, oh God, has a high value, but I got the cover to 123. So Larry Wilson sold me the last interior page, and I did the deal with Marcus, and I got this. As a matter of fact, Marcus was such a nice guy about it, because I got a few pieces from him, but this is how nice Marcus was. As a sweetener, I don't know if he knew or didn't know that I didn't have a JLA Avengers page, but I was always looking for the right JLA Avengers page. And he threw in this JLA Avengers page as a bonus, which was really nice of him. And what I love about this is that it's at the Flash Museum. And then you have Starro fighting the Justice League from Brave and the Bold 28 cover. So
they're clapping virtually in the chat, but I'm going to clap right here.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Marcus and Nick.
So, thank God he took the word. So, hey, BBB, how are you? So, Albert was going to ship me the art because I didn't want to carry it on the plane. Yeah, it is one heck of a sweetener, Tariq. So if I can, I don't check any bags. I like to put everything on the plane. I like to land where I'm going for meetings or conventions, hit the ground running. When I go home, I'm taking the red eye. I'm exhausted. I just want to go home. I don't want to sit there waiting for baggage claim. So I'm just like, I'm like, I'm not going to carry this art. And, I think it takes a couple of weeks for Albert to get the art back. So I was like, Albert, do me a favor. Ship me the art, bring it home. And he was like, all right. And then Joe, my executive editor, goes, Nick, I'm on the same flight as you. And I check my bags. I don't carry anything on the plane. I can carry a bag with the art on the plane and just give it to you. I was like, thank you. So I went back, got the art from Albert. Now, Spencer was doing my show that Friday because I was going to be exhausted. I was like, you know what, Spencer, I skipped the Friday. I was in San Diego. James and Rob did the show and did a great job. But you know what? It's like just planning the show, pulling the art together. I just won't have time because I still do the stupid thing. I still act like I'm in my mid-40s. So I still take the red eye home Sunday night. crash for 2 or 3 hours, and then come to work, which I got to stop doing. I'm too old for that. So Spencer does the show on Friday, and I'm so stoked, and I'm so happy, and like still in disbelief. You know, I got the 122 back from Berkey. I show this on the air. I'm like, I got the 123. Yeah, Nick got sick from eating too much steak. That's why today I had the Capri sandwich for lunch, and Kavi and I had Chick-fil-A for dinner. Oh, yeah. So no steak tonight.
Back room at Chick-fil-A, that fancy steak.
Oh my God, is it too late to do a Skylar show? So I showed this on the air, and I'm like, you know, maybe one day I'll get. I don't remember what I said. And Spencer goes, "Oh, I know who has the Brave and the Bold 121." I'm like, "What do you mean you know who has the Brave and the Bold 121?" "Yeah, I sold it to Mike Carlin 35 years ago. The Metal Men are his favorite characters." And I said, "Really?" So I was like, "We'll talk." So after the show, he calls Mike Carlin. Now, Mike Carlin loves the Metal Men so much, I don't think he's written too many comics, but one comic that he wrote in 1993 was a Metal Men series with Dan Jurgens and Brett Breeding. He loves the Metal Men. You did not treat Kavi to steak. We were late.
Yeah, I wasn't late, but yeah, we would have needed 2 more hours.
Yeah, we ran tight. We'll say we ran tight. So Spencer calls up Carlin and has the conversation, and they're going back and forth. And Spencer just said, "Look, Nick has the complete book. Thank you, Comic Art Boston." And Carlin's like, "Well, I guess the person with the complete book should have the cover." I was like, "Well, that's nice." I was like, "Maybe I'll get it in a few years." And so Spencer worked out a deal, and I now have the cover to Brave and the Bold 121.
That's great. Wow.
Now I have the complete books and complete covers to Brave and the Bold 121, 122, 123. But if you think about all of the sliding doors, all of the pebbles that rippled in the water, had I not posted on Facebook and emailed you saying how I completed a book, if you didn't bring me on the air to tell everybody I completed the book, to mention I was missing the cover, if I didn't see a great Carlini cameo, I didn't either. If you didn't bring me on the air to talk about it, if Marcus hadn't reached out to me, if I didn't decide that I did want to do this and give up the Detective 440 and get the book back from Berkey and kind of wait till San Diego Comic-Con to do the deal, and then if Joe wasn't on the same flight as me where he carried the art, and if I didn't make a special appearance to thank Marcus 2 Fridays ago and show the 123, and Spencer say, "Oh, I know where the 121 is," none of this would have. So not only does this art go to 1975, not only is it basically 38 years in the making, and I didn't know it was 38 years in the making because that's when Carlin bought the cover. Bill blinked twice if Gwen needs to bring you.
So when are you selling these?
I've got 3 nephews, Marcus. One of them is getting the 121, one of them's getting the 122, one of them's getting the 123. It's as simple as that. You know, I mean, Bill, can you believe how thanks, Tariq, that's really nice. This is not going into the next heritage. I mean, Bill, how friggin' nuts is that all of this actually happened, which is the only way. I mean, the most unbelievable. Like, to be honest, Marcus started teasing, saying, you really need the 123, and I should have negotiated harder for the 120. I'm sorry, you really need the 121, and I should have negotiated harder for the 123. Maybe I'll get the 121 somewhere. And I'm thinking Marcus actually had this. I thought Marcus had this. And Spencer knew where it was at. And had he not been on the air, and had I not shown up, if I didn't show up on the air just to thank Marcus for this never would have happened. I mean, this is insane.
Think about this too. If Carlin wasn't the one who bought that back in the day, I mean, who knows where it would be right now, right? But it went to somebody in the business who really loved the artwork and was willing to hold it for that length of time. I mean, otherwise, there's no way Spencer would have been able to help you find that piece.
No, and there's actually one other little wrinkle to this story. When Carlin wanted to buy this cover, Aparo didn't know where it was at, and Spencer was helping him organize stuff. This cover at Aparo's house was actually framed and stuck to another cover. And until Spencer helped him, and we're talking about 38 years ago or whatever it was, until Spencer was helping Jim organize his art, this wasn't found until then. So, yeah. Oh my God, Kevin, that's not nice. Marcus, you're right. First world problems. It's funny. Earlier this year, when I got the Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man #1 cover from John Romita Jr. that Spencer brokered, I was like, I can quit collecting now and be happy. And I've always felt this way to a degree, that I can quit collecting and be happy. And I felt the same way when I did the deal for the Sin City cover. So the Spectacular Spider-Man John Romita Jr. cover took me 25 years. The Frank Miller Sin City Family Values cover took me 27 years. So who the heck would have thought that this... Now, I didn't know this was 38 years in the making, but who would have thought that 38 years in the making, I would actually get this? 3 complete books from 1975. And, you can't quit art.
What's the next piece of art on your list that you're looking for? Because clearly you've had a really great run in the last 12 months picking up these 3 grails. So what's the next one?
I think the only thing that I would really like to add, I'll never get the Crisis #8 cover. It just won't happen, which is fine. It was higher than my, I mean, I always say be happy with what you have, never jealous of what you don't have. And the person who has the Crisis 8 wants a lot more money than it's worth, which is fine. His prerogative. Keep in mind, that's his prerogative. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that I have the complete #8. Oh, actually, Marcus, if that came together, I would do it. I'll get to that in a second. I really wanted a Daredevil Frank Miller cover. I went hard after the Daredevil 190 cover that was in Heritage 2 big auctions ago, but it went higher than I wanted. And I looked at it and said, I've got the Sin City cover, and I would have had to put stuff up in the auction to offset it if I wanted. I don't know. I guess if I see it, I'll know it, but I'm pretty happy right now. I don't think there is anything anymore. This wasn't even on my list. I didn't think it was happening. We can James. I do have the complete Brave and the Bold 119, the cover and the art. So Marcus is right. If I ever came across Brave and the Bold 120, that would be the next thing. But it's not like on my list, like I'm searching for it. DC Comics Presents #2 cover would be a strong second, Tom. You're right. That would be one. I can buy a Bronze Age cover with all the stakes I ate recently.
That's the real reason we went to Chick-fil-A.
That is right. Yeah. It's also the reason why I had a Capri sandwich for lunch. Yeah. I mean, but Bill, look, you and Marcus were a huge part of it. CAFCON Live because I had talked to Larry a few years before he put it up for sale on Capcom Live. I said, if you ever sell it, I would love to buy it. And he just happened to forget. I mean, it happens. I mean, you're not going to remember everybody that came to you to buy something. But then you putting me on the air, which led to Marcus busting my chops and finally agreeing. And I will tell you this, Marcus definitely has something that's really desirable, and I'm really happy. Next on his list is that's next year, Marcus. That's next year. The doctor said I needed one 3 years from last year, but I'm going to try and convince her to do it next year, considering they found 4 polyps. I'm like, yeah, I could go a year earlier. Plus, they found some stuff in my stomach they got rid of, so I'll see if I can get in closer. But yeah, I've got the complete Brave and the Bold 119. So if I could get 120, that'll be great. DC Comics Presents #2. If something came together for a Daredevil cover by Miller, I would love that. But I don't know that there's anything at this point that I have to have. This ended up being kind of cool, and it came together, and I'm really glad it did. I don't want to make it sound like this may sound weird. Not always. I've had a good string of luck with karma when I've done things in the hobby to make somebody else happy, and it's come back to reward me a few times. A family of steak lives in Nick's stomach. Let's see. Okay, start selling something. Yeah, Marcus has that at convention. He wants me to start selling something. Well, I mean, I'll just say this with Rob Hughes. I had the Jim Aparo Adventure Comics covers with the Spectre are really highly sought after. And Albert tried to get one of them for me. Oh, and when I did do the deal, wasn't Karma the reason you Yes, Karma was the reason but that's the Karma comic, not the Karma in life. That's the reason why YouTube shut us down, was because of showing Karma comic on the air.
Unfortunately. Well, it was a different kind of karma. But all I was going to say, Nick, is that when we started doing, both the live streams that we were doing and Comic Art Live, the virtual con on CAF, we, it really was about collectors, connecting with collectors in a way to conduct commerce in a different way than we've really ever done before through CAF and whatnot. And I think that that's really what led to your good fortune, right? I mean, outside of Spencer giving, letting you know about Carlin, but that's how it all kind of fits together. I think it helps, it's the community that's brought everybody together in different ways that's benefited us all. And this is just another example of, collectors kind of looking out for one another, keeping their ear to the ground, knowing what other people are interested in, or what they might want to add to their collection to complete something like that, and a goodwill that everybody tends to share, at least in the circle that we're all involved with, I think. So yeah, it's really all about that. I think more than anything is just we have a great community that we get to play around in, and yeah. So huge congrats for all of the windfalls that you've managed to get this last year. I mean, it's wonderful. I think, but if you think about it, I don't think there's too many people in the hobby that can say that they haven't gotten a really special piece in the last 12, 18 months. Some of us have had to give up a few pieces here or there, for different reasons, but by and large, I mean, the last 4 years has been something really incredible. I think where so many people that I know have picked up pieces, and it's not always because of the major auction houses. A lot of times it is collector to collector, and yeah, it's really fun to see.
Well, I mean, that's one of the few good things that came out of the pandemic. I mean, coming out of the pandemic, some of the things that we all had the community with comic art fans, and we all had the ability to reach out to each other with the CAF mail, and we all appreciated art that we saw that was posted. I would say that always asks Spencer when we're looking for something. He has his hand everywhere. The pandemic, when you started doing the shows with Mike and Glenn and Will, you started fostering the community. It gave everybody more faces to the names. And then as you built that show into interview shows and showcases and even the art selling shows, it just kept bringing the community closer and closer and closer together. And even for the people that we have not met, like CJ Design or Jeffrey, Mr. Red Jack, seeing Brian interviewed by you puts the face to the name. But even some of the other guys that we only know them by their screen name, but they're here on a regular basis, it's become family. It's become family. And then you're doing the comic art live twice a year to get everybody moving, helping retailers and fans to sell because they weren't going to conventions, and giving them that extension of the collecting. I mean, it all ended up building into this, and it's the way you give back to the community. It's what allowed OAX to happen so successfully, where everybody supported it. I mean, when you think about OAX, that was 20 years of goodwill on comic art fans, 17 of which was before the pandemic. But then the 3 years during the pandemic, it just fostered such a tightness to the community, and it all led to this. I mean, it's just great,
It's been a fun ride for years. I'll give you that. I think I saw somebody asking about OAX 2025 too. We've been just so everybody knows, we have a bunch of updates coming as soon as I get back from Hawaii. Everybody's been very anxious to see the updated guest list information, and Kazra and I will have lots of announcements coming up after that. But yeah, I mean, the last 4 years has been great, I think, for everyone in the community, myself included. Re-energized me and with CAF, and my collecting, got reinvigorated because of all of that too. I mean, I was looking for other work at the time, so things really changed for me. I didn't envision being in this position now, but it's a lot of fun. But I think OAX really, like you just said, it's the culmination of 20 plus years of CAF, really, and the goodwill that we've all gotten to enjoy through the hobby. And I mean, I don't know, there's so many other things that we can do. It's just a question of which things we want to tackle going forward. But Kazra and I have got a lot of fun things planned, I think, and it's all really because there's so much support out there, not just from people in the community, but other people, like professionals like you, that have been engaging everyone as well. So, and Kavi too, man, we missed you last year. I hope that you're going to be up for making it.
Yeah, you guys keep rubbing it in. I wasn't there. Oh, it's fine.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. A lot of people felt left out on it, but at the end of the day, really, I'm excited for this next show. I can tell you that. But again,
I can't wait. I can't wait to go.
Yep.
I'm going to tell.
It'll be redemption for me going the second time because of what happened the first time. But yeah,
I'm going to tell Marcus and Kavi what I told everybody last year. Friday night, and I'm on my second martini. My husband is cooking me. I'm virtual friends. Love it. I may need to join an Art Collectors Anonymous Club soon. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Ruben. As Jay said, there were 63 people watching and 36 likes. Let's change that from 36 to 63 likes. Let's catch it up. And Ruben always hits like 4 times, so we should be at 67 likes. He hits it on different computers and his phone. But this past January OAX and this upcoming January OAX, these are going to be the 2 shows that are going to be quote unquote our shows. I fully see OAX 3 exploding to the point where it's going to be like, an old man like me is like, I remember San Diego when it was just two halls, Hall A and Hall B, and it was a comic convention. Now it's not a comic convention anymore. We're gonna be sitting there like, hey, remember when the art show was just us and we can walk around? Trust me, go to year 2 because year 3 it's gonna be packed and it's only gonna get bigger from there.
Like
Got to keep in mind here you know what? The fans had a great time, but got to say it bluntly, the fact that all the artists had a great time and all the artists are coming back and more artists want to come, that's what's going to explode this show even faster because people who went there for David Finch and who went there for J.G. Jones and so many other great artists. And now you got Joshua Middleton and Jay Lee. You know, as more and more artists go to the show, more and more non-art collectors are going to go. So, guys, let's enjoy year 2 because, like I said, year 3, it's just going to explode. I mean, year 2 is going to be bigger than year 1 already. Isn't like the hotel out of rooms practically?
We're probably going to end up having to add more to the block, and we've already done that 3 times already. We're over the room allotment that we had in year 1 as of right now. I mean, I tell everybody this all the time. I would encourage you to get your room reserved before you can buy your ticket, because at the end of the day, those are going to run out. They only have, I forget what the number is. I think it's like 750 rooms there, but we're well over the 1,200 rooms reserved so far, and I think we only set 800, maybe 900 last time. So we've already exceeded that, and I know we're going to have to add more rooms. I mean, we're 5+ months away, so I definitely would say reserve your room. It doesn't cost anything. You can cancel it, I think, 48 hours even before the stay.
Yep.
So get the room now, and let us kind of worry about changing the allocation later, and get your ticket. Maybe buy your ticket now too. But at the end of the day, room is far more important right now than anything else, or you're going to be rooming at one of the local nearby hotels.
And you want to be at this hotel. Listen, there's so much that this past year that will be changed in year 2. First and foremost, as Bill mentioned, you can reserve the room. They're not taking the deposit. This isn't like San Diego Comic-Con where you got to put 50% down when you get a room. Second, the rooms are reasonable anyway. They would be reasonable, relatively speaking, without the convention rate, but you may as well get it with the convention rate. The other thing is Bill and Kazra are making sure they have the bar open that night, and the bar open during the day to serve food, which they didn't have last year.
Yeah, we have the hotel's more amenable to us this year. Just I mean, they didn't know what to expect from the show, but yeah, they basically said, tell us how long you want to keep the bar open. When do you want to have food available? And it's been fun to see them be as interested in the show as well, now that they know that we delivered. So, they're building an outdoor pavilion, so we're potentially could one day move the auction out there if we wanted to, depending on how the weather is. They're adding on to one of the sides to the convention center to add more space. So, we definitely can probably stay there for at least through year 3, maybe a little longer, depending on how things go. But like you said, things are going to probably explode in years 3 and 4. So we're already starting to look at different venues, different resorts that are nearby that might be just more conducive for what we want to do there, because there's definitely going to be some announcements that people are going to be very, I think, excited about that, we can't really talk about now until we ink a few things, but the show's definitely going to expand in ways that I think is going to excite everyone in the hobby, and I think bring in a wider range of both creators and collectors. That's just going to strengthen the hobby for all of us even more. So in the next few months, you'll hear some really exciting things, I think.
And the party Friday night. I mean, if you can put it in your budget to pay for the ticket for Friday night's VIP party, that was a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people that you only see on the chat. And it's, we just need Marcus to be there. What I want to see? I want to see Marcus and Jimmy doing the auction. That's what I want to see, because I talk too much. Everybody kept telling me to shut up. So Marcus and Jimmy doing the auction would be pretty cool.
That would be different. Well, we had the Marcus cutout, cardboard cutout, thanks to Team Oreo last year. So we'll see if we may need to have it again. I know it's floating around. Well, actually, Marcus has it. We sent it to him, so we'll get another one. But yeah, no, it's I'm looking forward to it. But hey, you got a show to run here, Nick. Yeah, you got Cosby in there. You've got Art sitting right beside you. We're 40 minutes into the show. You haven't
10 minutes in the car.
Yeah, I gave him the short version, but Bill, you were a part of it. Marcus was a part of it. But look at what Jay wrote: Vic Narucci and Marcus May auction. Oh my God. Can Marcus make every piece of art sound like it's yes, Marcus can do a better job because he's more succinct than I am. He's quicker, more succinct, and says next. Don't forget your puppet. Oh man. Now this was a lot of fun. It's gonna be a great show again. A bunch of us, listen, there's no chance that year 3 won't be a 3-day show. We already have a bunch of us flying in Thursday night to spend Friday together before the Friday night party. So, I mean, the show is going to explode. Yes, Barbarian Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's a buddy of mine. What's up, Barbarian? Good to see you, man.
Oh, by the way, and Kavi tomorrow night might have a show. He's trying to figure it out.
Yes, I will go live at 9, 10 o'clock at night, something like that.
Hold on, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put something ugly between two things. You ready? Jay, go ahead. Make me bigger for 1 second. And not because it's a funhouse mirror. Look at this. I'm doing my best Berkey smile.
This is steals on those.
No. And I mean, again, this is the sweetener that Marcus was really kind enough to add in.
I need to do a deal with Marcus. That's the kind of thing he's going to throw in there to make things work. I'm very jealous.
It's just it was amazing, and I know he's really happy with it. Like I said to him, I asked him, I was like, did you buy it to flip it, or are you keeping it? I said to him, it's yours now. You can do whatever you want. I'm just curious. He's like, no, I'm keeping it. Did he throw in any fireworks? No, I would never have any fireworks next to the art. No, and it's funny because Albert was trying to buy that cover from me, and I gave him a price that I thought was fair, and he gave me a price that he thought was fair. And I said to Marcus, I was like, Marcus, you can ask Jordan what he paid me for the other cover, and you can ask Albert what he offered me. And I told him what it was. I said, you can double check. Feel free. I have no problem with it. Do we have a Discord or something? And with both the JLA and the Avengers. Yeah, that's the cool part. But here's the best part, man. Look, check it out. Brave and the Bold 28 cover recreation there. Flash Museum. And then even at the bottom, great. You got all the Flashes. You got Wanda. But check out that Hawkman, Black Canary, Blue Beetle. That is just friggin' awesome. And I was debating between picking up this page. Marcus gave me a couple of options and another page. And it's funny, I called Michael Lovitz over to get his advice. And he picked the other page. He's like, I know you like the other page because it's got a mix of JLA and Avengers. But then I looked at this. I was like, you know what? This has got Barry and Hal. I got to go with this one.
I think you chose well.
I think so. That's right. You can't beat a page with Hawkman on it.
I didn't see the other choice, but I think you chose well.
It's my first JLA Avengers page, so it just had to be one that I would love. These things are a little pricey. Our Discord is Bill Cox authorized. So how's Ash doing with the Pokemon tournament?
He's doing pretty well right now. It's been a slow start because they had some technical difficulties, but they're in round 4 right now, and he's 3-0. So hopefully I'm not jinxing him by saying that, but he's doing all right. He's got 800 people he's competing against. So this is it's a tough one. He's got to go through 8 rounds today and go at least 6-2 to make it to tomorrow. So he's
You know
3-0
what
right
I would,
now.
you know what I would hate if I was in one of those things? There would be only one thing I would hate if I was the first person to lose.
Yeah, that is kind of the bad thing about all that. The kids got to lose. I know when they lose 3 games, they're out. So even if so, they could be out already. Since they've gone through round 3. A lot of people are already kicked out of the tournament because of that. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not there. You know, I've sat through some of these, and I'd rather be here than be over there watching them play.
I hear you. Look at it. Marcus has put on some crocodile tears. I miss it already. Not really. Rom, I think that Barry was Hal's best friend, and Ali was mutual respect. 2 ideologies that didn't mix, but then they respected each other. Yes, and Nancy McCann tonight. Let's not forget. So is he still playing? Corey, I think Bill just said he believes he still is. He's still there.
Yeah, he'll be there like 8, 9 o'clock tonight. So yeah, but yes. So anyways, on with the show.
Yeah, on with the show. I mean, this show really was. This is surreal. I'm still. I mean, I'm still. I don't know what the word is.
It's an extremely rare original art accomplishment.
Yeah,
it is, Nick. Congratulations.
It's existential, you know. It's like I'm sitting outside myself looking at this, and I just keep thinking. I can't help but thinking this never should have happened. It never should have happened. I mean, even just if I didn't show up on the air, or if you didn't invite me on the air, or if Joe wasn't on the same flight as me. I mean, all these little things, all these key things that all had to happen, you know? So thank you, Bill. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, community. So this is cool. All right. So I guess if we're going to start the show, let's start with the most affordable pages. We have here Century number 4, page 7. Check it out. And we're going to do this. John Romita Jr. It's no, wrong one. Wait, that's number 5, page 7. And I don't know. Well, I'm going to do number 4, page 7.
I have a 17, a 19, and a 5, page 7.
All right. So forget about 5, page 7. We're going to do 4, page 7. Because these are all from issue 4. This is $100. Yes, Rudolph is back, guys. Come on. This is all Christmas for Nick. That's why I brought out the Christmas tree. Rex actually hates Rudolph and always wants to bury him. He hides him anytime I bring him out. So I only like DC villains. Snorlax as well. So $100, everybody. So $100 for John Romita Jr. Pencils, and I can't remember if this is Klaus Janson or Scott Hanna. Nick invented the Hallmark Channel? No, I didn't. I did not invent the Hallmark Channel. So there's one page for $100. Then we have the Century number 4, page 17. That is also $100. By the way, these pages are from 2005. So 19 years old. A little bit more than $5 a year. Now, Nick, we just need Nick's red pants.
A storied red.
I'm telling you. And then last but not least.
Your perm isn't too far behind, Nick, I'm sure. After
right?
Yeah.
Marcus is the real power behind this community. There you go. The Wave Father.
That is true.
So 3, Nick came up with all the sickest stuff that we see on The Boys. You know, there is one scene in The Boys season 2 that they wanted to do in season 1 that Sony said no to, and then the show became so successful they allowed them to. that scene with Homelander on the roof.
Oh, that scene.
That scene. Out of everything they did,
Hey, you just got your live streaming.
Oh yeah,
release
never mind.
back. Let's
leave it at that.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just if you watch season 2, it's when he's up on the Empire State Building. Leave it at that. So we got these 3 pages. Look, you know what? Let's bring up an Aparo. So Aquaman 53 from 1970. What do we got this at, Jay? You need to have $350. So let's see. Tempting the YouTube gods again. Yeah, really. I gotta.
He was crossing fault line there potentially.
So, man, 1970, guys. This is 54 years old. So I've been saying
that's a great price for an Aparo page.
It is. Check it out. So you know what? I went to a couple of movie sets when I was younger. I went to the X-Men 2 movie set, and I got to tell you, it's a lot of standing around all day. He has karma on his side. So we got that. Let's see. What else we got tonight? Let's go with.
You got all sorts of art just sitting on the table over here.
I do.
Piling up from the shows you missed.
I know, right? Crazy. How about this? We got Spider-Man cover up. What do we got this at, Jay? Let's see. Do a meta art show. So much waiting around.
Is that the gang war prelim?
It is.
Okay.
You know what? I don't like that price. I'm in a good mood. Let's make it $200 tonight. So it's a cover rough. John Romita Jr. Can you believe John's 68 years old?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And he still draws awesome.
Doesn't look 60.
No, he doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it's incredible. So $200 for that. And we'll show one more John Romita cover up. The Spider-Man 31. And I know that this was at $400 as well, but we'll drop it down to $200 as well. So that ended up being more of a talking show, which is something Nick can do decently.
Yes, you can. But no, those are good prices. And you know, the thing is, John Romita Jr. puts us all to shame, right? I mean, he's in better shape than even James Siegel, who is probably one of the more healthier people in the chat regularly. But Romita Jr. puts him to shame too.
You know, that would be interesting to see James and John do an arm wrestling contest. That would be interesting.
You can sell tickets for that separate.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
Oh man, let's see. Oh, what do we got here? Let's see. Do we still have the Titan Punch, Jay? Do we still have that? Steven Segovia, Blue Line Inks by I don't even know who Blue Line Ink did. Art Bear. Uncle James, John, Nick Barucci Fish. His name was my name too. I don't get that one.
James, John, Nick Barucci.
I don't get that.
Nah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, isn't that like an old folk song? His name was my name too.
Maybe.
John Jacob
Okay.
Engelheimer Smith.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Good one.
Hey, what's the name of this page?
Titans Hunt.
John Jacob.
John Jacob, yeah. Thank you, Goo. Thank you, everybody. So let's just make this $75. $75 for Steven Segovia Blue Line pencils, inked by Art T. Bear. So for those of you that keep calling him Art Thibert, it's T. Bear.
He's a fancy French Canadian.
He is yes, he is.
But I think he lives in Texas.
Yes, he does now. He does. Let's see. All right. I'm actually going to make this the last item of the show. We're going to do 1 hour tonight. We'll do our regular show next week again.
This Zorro cover has been staring at me. I know you. I think you put it on the show before. But
Yeah, it was on last week's.
Look at that.
All right, we'll show this again.
That cover.
Jay, I think we forgot to re-upload this. John Cassaday, Zorro #1 cover.
You could display that 4 different ways on the wall.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's the way it
Or
actually
maybe
is.
3 ways. Yeah.
What is the price of the Power Girl that was in the previews? I'll pull that up in a second. Enough. So $2,000 for the John Cassaday. I'll put this upside down so people can actually see it. Otherwise, it'll be a cape.
Oh, you got an offer from Brad.
Yes, you do from Brad.
Sure, Brad. Let me make sure I get the right one.
Nice one, Brad. That's a cool pickup for that price.
Brad, which one's the number 40? Okay, that one. All right. All right. Brad Griglione. Brad, please fill out the.
He confirmed that was the one that was important.
Fill out the form. Otherwise, the amazing Amy becomes the angry Amy, and no one wants the angry Amy. She's too nice of a person. So congratulations. The Power Girl. That's what was asked for. What do we get the Power Girl at, Jay?
That was nice.
It is, isn't it? Edgar Salazar. I am here in the bottle of wine and then struggling. There is a. Oh, okay, Billy. I'll pull that. So
yeah, good call, Billy. There was that. Was that a JR?
Yeah. So for the person who asked, so $400. But you know what? I gave. I'll give the equivalent of that $25 off. If you want to pick this up, I'll go to $350 since the other one was $200. I went to $175. $400 to $350 is about the same. I'll just put this here for right now.
Hey, Brad wants to know how payments are handled. I think you put a link out there, right, for everybody to go to.
Yeah, Jay, did you give the form? Did you put the link to the form?
It's pinned at the top, but I'm about to drop it again in the chat.
Cool.
All right, cool. Brad, it's pinned at the top. All right, so we got the John Romita Jr. Daredevil designer.
And Up has claimed the Power Girl by Edgar Salazar. Nice pickup, Up.
Awesome.
Oh, congrats. No.
Now I just got to find the Daredevil. Oh, yeah. See what happens when Amy's not here. Jay, pop up the Daredevils.
It's a maze of art.
It is. It really, really is. That's what I get for going to buy food before the show.
This Spider-Woman cover was on the preview also. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That is a really nice.
Is that the one you wanted, Anup? Wait, no. All right, Anup got the Power Girl. You got it.
Yeah, it was Billy.
Is that the one you wanted, sir?
Yeah, he said Power Girl.
Oh, no, not Anup. I meant the other gent whose name. All right, and it's claimed by Comic Art Boston.
Comic Art Boston. With the quickness.
I know. All right.
Nice job.
Jay, email that image to me and Amy since I can't find the art right now. What do you want to talk about, Kavi? Pick it. You want to talk about the?
What's the Spider-Woman?
There you go.
Yeah,
Spider-Woman #8, pure pencils and inks by Mark
I don't think
Bagley.
anyone can see it from back here. Though. You gotta.
And I found the Daredevil. So you got it, Comic Art Boston.
Sorry, Billy. You still got that glass of wine, though.
Exactly.
All right, this is too expensive for my Chick-fil-A hands to touch. I can't.
We do have a couple of other Daredevil things, though.
Yeah, pull the other Daredevil. Comic Art Boston. Hey, Comic Art Boston. Since I gave $50 off the last $400 one, I'm going to charge you only $350 on this. I'm going to give you the same $50
I was kidding,
off.
guys. I washed my hands, so I'm just.
All right. So just to let Cab know. All right, Comic Art Boston. I dropped it to $350 for you.
Is this cover 7,500 or was that?
No, the cover. The cover. It's both covers. So you get the pure pencils from John Romita Jr. and you get the inks by Scott Hanna on Blue Line. So you get both page 7 and 17. Rogue WRRR6. These are really inexpensive already. I'll do $175. So it's basically like doing the $200 off and the $25 like I did with everybody else. You know, the other ones was like $400, which is $200 twice, $350. So, but you know, considering I like this cover. All right, Rogue. All right. So what were the two you wanted? You wanted the 7 and 17. Yeah. All right. So 7 and 17 for $175. Okay. You know, it's funny in the She-Hulk TV series, Daredevil and She-Hulk were a little friendlier than this. So
Ian.
Off model for the show. Ian, how are you, man? All right, 175. On the right there.
James, she didn't break his stick on TV.
That we know of.
Yeah, we know.
Oh man, that's so bad.
Man.
That's so bad. We have a Turok cover. Let's show a Bart Sears Turok cover. Amy's gonna love Monday. Hey, listen. Oh God.
Hey, we just got the streaming back here.
So Bart drew this smaller instead of 11 by 17. It's more like 10 by 15. But it is a published cover. Dynamite Entertainment from the Gold Key Turok relaunch. One of the things that I love about this cover is it really honestly has a Mike Grell feel to it. I mean, take a look at it. Tell me that doesn't feel like Mike Grell when he was doing Shaman's Tears.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's Southern Comic Geek or Porter's Hide? Those guys collect Turok.
Really busy because one of them asked me not to bid on the crisis pages on
really?
on Comic Link. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay,
I'm backing off.
They may have something else to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now I told him, look, somebody else really wants the crisis pages. I was gonna go for them, but could be a longbow hunter. Yeah, right. It has a long bow on it. No, Jeffrey, that was cool. That came across well. So yeah, so let's see. So anyway, since I gave a discount on everything else, I'll do the Aparo at $300. So this is Jim Aparo. This is from 1970. Aquaman 53. So, and if anybody wanted the Turok, since I gave a discount on the other ones, what I have the Turok at, Jay? I don't even remember. You've got the numbers in front of you.
1,000.
All right, I'll drop this to $850. So, Jay, you're writing it down, right? Because I'm going to forget.
Typing it, but what did you have the Aquaman at?
I dropped it down to 300.
Cab's got the Turok.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it, Tab.
Nice pickup, Andrew.
Great pickup, Cab. Oh, by the way, I'm getting a Mannix. I forgot to tell you guys. I am getting a Mannix, and like Alberto, it will be a published cover.
Sweet.
I wonder how that happened.
Hmm.
I wonder.
No, I got. You know what? It's funny because I was talking to Jiggy. I mean, look, the first Mannix cover did okay. You know, I mean, look, it was a final order cutoff cover, and it did okay. You know, and I want to try and build up Mannix's name. So I talked to Jiggy. What we're gonna do is I'm buying the first one because, you know, Alberto has the first Dynamite published Mannix cover. I should go get that real quick.
Good.
Why don't you talk about the? All right, wait. First,
No,
I'm gonna hold on. Let me write cab.
Make me vamp about selling.
Let me write cab, and let me put this Turok on here. All right, and Alberto's such a gentleman too. So talk about the Spider Woman. He's at Disney World with his fiance.
Damn, I want to be at Disney World.
You and me both. But I get to be here, so I'm having fun.
I can't tell if this is upside down or right side up, but there you go. And I gotta see it from back here. Oh, there it is on the screen. How much is that, Jay? $7,500?
$7,500. Mark Bagley. I should be allowed to go to dinner. I'm going to be going for drinks in a little bit, but no, I had some free time to hang out here, so this has been enjoyable. But,
what time is it in Hawaii right now?
It is just after 2:00.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had a collector found out I was here, so they wanted to take me out for drinks. So we're gonna go hit a bar for a few hours before I go back and watch my son play some more Pokemon.
Nice.
Yeah. And I should, we were talking about Mannix too. I just was emailing with Jiggy about 4 or 5 hours ago, and he wants to do another sales show with the team over on our channel. So I think later in September we'll be doing a Marvel versus DC, themed sale, which should be fun. None of those will ever be published, I'm sure, but we can dream. So what do you got there, Nick?
We got to get a Star Wars Mannix at some point. Marcus sent me a Mannix hat, which I was very, very grateful for from SDCC. So thank you to Marcus.
Very nice.
So this took a little bit longer to get approved than we wanted, but we were trying to get it in for number 6 because it was the start of a new story arc, but we weren't able to get it approved in time. So this is Alberto's commission turned into a cover. So
nice.
I know, right? So we got really lucky here, and I'm like, we got to let's try and build Mannix's name. Let's do a few more. Let's give it a shot. So the plan is the next cover he's drawing, I'm buying, and he's going to homage the Marvel Star Comics Thundercats #1, and then after that, he's going to do the covers, and then we're going to offer them here. There is a metal version, Marcus. If anybody wants to buy the metal version, they're $100 each. Email me. They'll be in a few weeks. So they are $100. I know this is Dynamite history. We pushed this through for Alberto and for Mannix. I met Mannix in San Diego. Really nice guy. All of Jiggy's people are nice. So that was a lot of fun.
Mannix has his own beer commercial in the Philippines. Did you know that? So we, we're getting the U.S. exposed to his work, but back in the Philippines, he's like, he's a top celebrity. Believe it or not. I'll send you the link if you haven't seen it. It's on YouTube. I think if you just Google it, Mannix beer commercial. He's actually drawn himself into the commercial. It was really funny. Jeff Wedding showed it to me when I was in San Diego. I had no idea.
I gotta find it. Yeah, email it to me as a backup because I don't have my computer with me. Okay. We ran late eating Chick-fil-A. Yeah, usually I'll get right now I've got my phone as the backup in case I can't read anything. So I did meet Mannix at OAX, but I didn't get a chance to really talk to him. OAX ended up being a little bit more work on some levels than anything, but it was fun. I mean, look, doing the auction Saturday night, doing everything. And then Sunday, I moved my flight back. I was supposed to leave earlier, and I'm like, I'm having fun. I'm going to enjoy this. So, but I did not get to really meet Mannix. I didn't get it. I shouldn't say it ended up being a little bit more work. There was a little bit more work involved, but I spent most of OEX talking to fellow community members and not talking to artists, not for any other reason, but it was just getting to meet everybody was really nice. So, and everybody put up with me being a co-auctioneer. I mean, thank God Jimmy made me look good. You missed how great Jimmy was.
I'm so sad I missed it, but I'll be back.
I hear Chick-fil-A is coming out with a steak sandwich.
They have a back room for the steak, believe me.
I got to tell you one thing. I'm looking forward to try their banana cookie drink they're coming back with in a few weeks.
Okay.
They've got a banana shake.
I don't think I ever tried that.
Neither did I. So I've only been eating Chick-fil-A. You know when I started eating Chick-fil-A? I started eating it with the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nick hanging at cool lines every time I look. Oh my God. Let's see. Arby's has chicken. Listen, what Arby's has is not chicken. They may call it chicken, just like they may call their roast beef, but I'm not sure it's roast beef.
So I have a real quick question for Mr. Kavi back there.
What's up?
Unless I missed it, where can people watch your show?
Oh, I put the link in the chat earlier, but I'm not an
It
admin,
won't show up in the chat.
Yeah.
So what is it?
It's the channel is Panels, Pages, Pixels on YouTube.
If you put the link in the private chat, I can put it in the chat and they'll be able to click it.
Over here. Here, let me show you.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, let me show you. Let's get you here. All right.
Okay. And then just find the link over here and put it in there.
Just go right there. Oh, actually, sorry guys. Let's keep talking about Chick-fil-A while we're at it. So they're closed on Sundays, which makes it more desirable on Mondays. So
yeah, they do so well. They don't need to open 7 days a week.
I know, right? I think it works in their favor, and they own all the restaurants. So, all right, copy and paste. All right, and then go all the way to the right. There you go. Pop it in there. Yep.
There you go.
All right, cool. And then go hit back to the comments so I can read everybody's comments. I know, isn't it painful?
Yep.
We don't have Chick-fil-A up here. It's always a destination on the road when we travel. The chicken's very good, but wow, now, Ram, do you say the service is different than any other food place? Do you say good thing or a bad thing? Yeah, they are. Los Polos Hermanos. Oh my God.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you sharing it.
So, and again, don't forget, Bill has Jeff Moy tomorrow. Let's see.
Yep, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, lots of Legion art. Okay, so in that email.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I popped the link to your YouTube channel in there too, boss.
Thanks, dude.
All right, so this is from a Dark Horse series. This is Edgar Salazar. Their training videos are excellent. So, this is Red Bull StarCraft. Pure pencils. Right, this was on last week's show, but I was sick last week, so I don't have all those notes. But I think I did this for $50. Published page, Dark Horse Comics, based on the video game, $50. So pretty decent deal. By the way, everybody, since I sold the other cover rough at $175, I'll do this at $175. Oh, definitely appreciate their cleanliness. So Bill, last week, so I was feeling not well. I didn't get COVID like a lot of people, which is great. But you know, I came home Monday morning, red eye, slept for 2 or 3 hours, and then went to work. Like I said, I treat my body like I'm still in my mid 40s when I'm in my mid-50s. So last weekend I got so much sleep. I feel like that whole week I was on adrenaline after San Diego. So I really started to feel run down and sick. So Friday I ended up doing the show from home. And Jeff Wedding had brought up that there was a fallen police officer, nephew of one of the inkers in the industry. So what I ended up doing was I ended up offering 4 pieces with all the money going to his family. And Kazra bought a piece of art for, I think, $450. Tom McDonald bought a piece for $550. I think Corey bought a piece for $200, and I'm trying to remember somebody else bought a piece for $150. TJ James, I think, and we got them to over $30,000, which was really nice.
That's wonderful. I missed that being here. I didn't know that one. It's
yeah,
certainly a good cause, right? You said it was an artist's son.
Nephew.
Yeah.
There was a chase, and the people they were going after. So I don't remember exactly. I was reading it, but again, I was sick last week, and I wanted to just raise money for his family, and they rammed into his car, and I think his partner was hospitalized, and he was killed right away. So, yeah. Look at what TJ wrote. I swore at the fake graves of Bruce Wayne's parents that I would never work fast for service again. I do not like to think of mid-40s as young. I think of mid-40s as young, Ram. I'm sorry, I do. I passed the word to Labu Underwood about Casper mentioning it, and then Nick on Friday. Yeah. Well, Jeff, you're the one who championed it, so thanks, man. It's funny. You got to watch last Thursday's show, Joe. Jesus. Bill, Jeff and Kazra and everybody, they were kind of funny. Was it Khalil who was making the comments? Like, did you watch it?
The calf update from last
Thursday, yeah. Not 2 days, not yesterday's, but the week before.
It was Aranga and Kasra and Snorik, I think.
Snorik and Wedding was on there.
And Jeff was earlier.
And there was the artist who's got the event in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I thought it was Khalil that was on there as well.
Yeah, it was the
Khalil and Big Phil. Yeah.
The exhibition in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I also sent you the beer commercial link. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it. And mid-50s is young. It's the new mid-40s. Listen, I got one thing going for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. George was there as well.
George Hage. Okay. I've got one thing going for me. I'm immature. That is going for me better than anything else. Yeah, the full body, the body pain is there, but we get past it. So let's see. Do we want to do anything else? We showed this. This is actually really cool.
It's really nice, but a little out of my price range.
What do we have this at?
7,500. You're holding it upside down, I think, right?
Oh,
yeah. She's upside down in the cover. Yeah.
I mean, if you want it, I'll drop it to 6,500 and give you a year to pay for it.
I'd be irresponsible doing that.
I'll give you a year.
I can't.
You can have a year.
Don't put me on the spot. No.
All right. If anybody else wants it, same offer, 6,500. You can have a year to pay for it. Just put 20% down. So 1 year. I already did that with Jordan, and he's very happy. So
I'll take you up on that deal for a piece that's more meaningful for me.
That's a good idea.
Instead of an impulse.
Save the gunpowder for when you really need it.
Exactly. Yep.
So let's see. I stay young by thinking of myself as younger than I am. It seems to work, right? The only thing. Well, that's good. That's good, because if you were dead, you'd be stiff everywhere. So at least it's just the knees, Mr. Red Jack. I swore at the fictional grade that I've never All right, Dreadstar and Company. This is a little pricey. These are impossible to come by. I actually only have 2 Dreadstar pages.
That's right, Marcus. The steak would have pushed me over the top on that Bagley, but we didn't quite get there.
Steak and wine.
Steak and wine, yeah.
So, but I did give a discount on everything else. So if anybody wants this, I'll drop it to $1,300. But I mean, 1985 Dreadstar and Company. These pages have exploded in price. So, Mr. RJ, let me look at that, and I will show the Daredevil number 5 cover one more time. And there you go. I didn't even have to pull it up. JR Jr. Pure Pencils. Scott Hannett inks over blue line pencils. $7,500 for the pair. And if anybody wanted this, I would drop it to $7,000. But you are getting 2 pieces of art. You know what I really, and I know most artists don't like to hear when you compare their current work to their earlier work.
Sure.
But have you noticed how his Daredevil covers look a lot like the covers back in the 80s that he did with Al Williamson? Yeah. Like he brings back that style a little.
That bullseye cover you had, I was so tempted when you put it on the show, and I knew I couldn't afford it, so I'm glad you ended up keeping it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those. That was one of those. I'm only selling one.
Yeah. I forget who got the other one. Was it Cab who got the other one? Or, I don't remember. Someone got the other one.
I'm trying to think of who got it. I don't know. It's been so.
It was the X-Men 1 Amit, right?
It was. It was Comic Art Boston.
Was,
you know what? We're talking about Daredevil. So I'm thinking, wait, was it a Daredevil? I was like, no, that one. Yeah. Comic Art Boston jumped on it. So I had 3 Romita Jr. covers up one Friday, and I said I'm only selling one. So whoever picks one, we're one and done. And so Cab saved Cobby.
Cab saved me from buying that bullseye cover for sure.
So, all right, everybody. I'll bring everything else next Friday. Kavi's been sitting here being a gentleman. Bill's been sitting here being a gentleman. You guys are awesome for listening to me talk about how lucky I am. Yes, X-Men number 1, the original X-Men number 1. Jersey Mike steak sandwiches brought out to you. Everybody, Friday night. Thank you for being here. You can be doing anything. The one most important thing I'll always say is hug your loved ones, because you never know, as just happened 2 weeks ago, as we saw, and anything can happen. And unfortunately it does at times. So appreciate what you have. Never be jealous what you don't have. Pray for the less fortunate than us. Pray that some of the strife and the wars in the world come to an end. Seriously, I mean, I think most of us are lucky. We live in a first world country that our problems are nowhere near the problems of some others. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully everybody hit the thumbs up. And look, tonight at 9, Nancy McCann, Comics Unlimited. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Comic Art Live on the Comic Art Live channel. We've got Jeff Moy on the air. As Bill said, this time he's got 2 covers and 2 title pages, which is really awesome. Sunday at 8 o'clock, we've got Ruben the Collector. He's got Harrison Ford on the air. No, he doesn't. Don't sue me for false advertising. Monday at 5, we have our interview show. It'll either be Miss Jen or Henri interviewing a great creator. 6 o'clock, Rex and John, Comic Collectibles. 10:30, Best Coast Comics. Tuesday at 7 o'clock in stores this week with Jen, Kyle, Jay, and sometimes special guests. 8 o'clock, Minhunter Comics. 10 o'clock, we got Henri. Wednesday at 7 is Comic Collectibles. 8 is Chuck Pino's quiz show. 9 o'clock, you get 2 choices. We got 360 Comics, or you have Dueling Dealers. Is Wednesday going to be Mike and Anthony back or somebody else?
This Wednesday, I think, is a art drop for Anthony, and then the week after that, it'll be a regular Dueling Dealers episode. And then Mike supposedly is going to be gone for most of September. So we'll probably have some amateur matches during the month of September, as well as an art drop or two or a make-offer show with Anthony.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anthony can never get enough shows, so
he'd be on every night if we let him. But yeah, that's okay. And I've got Michael McIsaac on for an interview next Tuesday as well, so that should be fun. And I'll be back in Florida for that.
Oh, Geek Chat is on at 9 now. All right, so Thursday at 7 is Miss Jen. 9 o'clock is Geek Chat, but also the CAF weekly update, so you can put it on 2 tabs. 10 o'clock then is Mark and Mel, and then next Friday at 7, I am back. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Cobley, Bill. Thank you. Not only Bill, not only for shooting tonight, but for having been a part of putting this together. And Marcus, thank you. Even if you did bust my chops the entire way, I really appreciate it, man. So, Jay, take us away and grab some food before the next show.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.